If you live in Northern Ontario like me, pretty good chance you're driving a 4x4 like this one, possibly in rough road, back road, remote and trail settings, and that could leave you looking for an upgrade from the factory tires to something a little bit more tougher, durable and dependable. We're going to look at two options to do that in this video. Whether you drive a 4Runner, a Grand Cherokee, F-150, Wrangler, or ZR2, these are some of the most common picks for drivers in my part of Canada who spend a lot of time on rough highways, back roads and trails, often while towing a trailer, and a good distance away from a sturdy cell signal. The condition of the roads and trails that northern drivers will meet in the process can be hazardous to tires, especially during pothole season. After 17 years testing cars and tires in and around Sudbury, I've lost count at how many sidewalls I've had exploded by potholes, and how many rims that they've turned into octagons, and that's on the paved roads. If you're on the back roads and trails, well, watch out. Our tires take a lot of abuse from the terrain up here, and getting stranded after a blowout sucks because it'll probably be somewhere remote at 30 below and with a less than stellar chance of being able to call for help. These are the sorts of reasons that push many motorists to seek out a tire upgrade, replacing factory equipment rubber with something stronger, tougher, and heavier duty. That's because the right set of tires for the job can give drivers a whole lot less to worry about when they're on the move in the bush. My pal Nick Labrie is one of those drivers. He also recently became the owner of a new Toyota 4Runner and also a set of Nokian's new Outpost AT tires, which we'll be testing and comparing later in this video. These tires were shipped over to me free of charge for testing, and in this video, I'll use that experience to provide some comparison and impressions between the 2022 Toyota 4Runner SR5's factory equipment Dunlop Grand Trek tires, as well as a set of General Grabber 10-ply tires that Labrie had installed as his first 4Runner upgrade.
Nokian Outpost AT.
Dunlop Grand Trek AT20, and a General Grabber ATX.
All right, so on the big side, factory size, and you see a little smaller from the Nokian factory equipment here, a little bigger, a little taller from the Grabber.
We'll illustrate the pros and cons of your various tire upgrade choices and provide a few proven tires to check out along the way if you're starting a shopping list. The Nokian Outpost tires I'll be showing you were provided as freebies, and as a multiple award-winning road safety journalist who's made a living testing cars and tires for nearly 20 years, you'll be hearing my unfiltered thoughts as always. So first let's learn about overkill. The 10-ply General Grabber ATX tires that became this 4Runner's first upgrade are basically a work truck tire and tremendously overkill for this application. They deliver maximum strength and protection against tire-related problems in the specific settings where this vehicle will be commonly used. Though Labrie never recommends 10-ply tires to customers, they are used by drivers of specialty vehicles, or vehicles used commonly in extreme settings or for very hard work. The added strength and support for big towing built into 10-ply tires also means that they're plenty strong enough for use in the bush. Still, the average driver just isn't willing to deal with the compromise of a 10-ply tire if they don't need one, and most of them don't. So while the increased durability of a 10-ply tire makes them a near no-brainer for some drivers, they are typically noisier, less comfortable to drive on, and heavier, which reduces fuel economy. So you almost certainly don't need a 10-ply tire as an upgrade for your truck or SUV, though some drivers accept these compromises for the right reasons in exchange for the overkill level confidence boost. Somewhere between factory equipment tires and a 10-ply option are a wide range of toughened, strengthened, specialty all-terrain tire options in between, including the new Outpost ATs, which recently joined Nokian's lineup. This is a reinforced and toughened up all-terrain tire that gives shoppers another confidence-boosting option for a factory tire upgrade, and for a lot of the same reasons. Though these tester tires are not of a 10-ply construction, they are built using special materials including aramid, which reinforces and protects against road hazards and punctures. According to Steve Barassa, director of products at Nokian Tires, tires with higher ply ratings are capable of higher inflation pressures than standard tires, up to 80 psi compared to around 50 for standard load tires. So while not all Nokian Outpost tires are 10-ply, they all include aramid reinforcement. According to Barassa, Nokian Tires does make some Outpost tires in 10-ply. Having one does not eliminate the need for the other, but having both offers a great benefit for the customer who needs both carrying capacity and strong durability. You can find aramid fibers in things like body armor, fishing reel drag systems, and jet engine enclosures. In the Outpost AT, aramid is used like armor plating beneath the treads and sidewalls for increased mechanical strength, which helps prevent damage from potholes, rocks, and other road and trail hazards. This reinforced where it counts construction targets major improvements to wear resistance and durability, incidentally the number 1 and number 2 most important decision factors among pickup tire shoppers according to Nokian data. That same data says that price and noise levels rank much lower as purchase factors, meaning that confidence and peace of mind get pickup tire shoppers opening their wallets, and they aren't afraid to dig in a little for a tire they trust. First, we took the 4Runner for a ride on the 10-ply General Grabber ATXs to get some initial impressions.
You might not be able to hear it through the microphone, but you can kind of tell while you're driving the truck that, you know, it's a heavy-duty tire, and it feels that way too. It's a little bouncy, and you can hear there's a name for that. It's like a clacking almost. And yeah, you can feel it quite a bit compared to the factory tire, which would have been the Dunlop Grand Trek AT20,
which was a softer tire that we looked at there. Yeah,
very soft, but no real off-road capabilities, and it's meant to be a passenger tire. So it's meant to be comfortable and not very loud. To be honest, these Grabbers seem to be pretty quiet for what they are. The Grand Treks seem to be a little bit louder, but we'll have to compare them to the Nokian. I have a feeling the Nokians might be a little bit quieter than the two, just because they're more of they're kind of like the happy middle between the two, right?
Right.
I've spent thousands of kilometers testing different 4Runners on factory tires, and my first experience on the 10-ply rubber made their compromises apparent. On ride comfort, the 4Runner suspension does a nice job of soaking up body motions and keeping things smooth and consistent. Though on 10-ply rubber, I noted a sharper whack into bumps and cracks than I'm used to, as well as a more brittle feel to the ride over rough surfaces than I expect from this machine. The 10-ply Grabbers are tough and strong, but also seem to rob our SR5 tester of the soft-around-the-edges ride quality that I've appreciated about the 4Runner for years. This is a popular SUV in my part of Canada thanks in no small part to its delivery of good ride comfort on our badly beaten roads. On 10-ply tires, that comfort is knocked back a good measure. Ditto noise levels, though I've never noted the 4Runner for an exceptionally quiet drive on factory tires, the cabin noise levels on the 10-ply rubber, both on smooth and coarsely textured surfaces, were quickly higher than I was expecting.
Alright, so now we're on the Outpost ATs. I think the biggest difference in terms of the noises that we're hearing in the car is much less noise when we're hitting sort of the bumps in the road. But overall, the ambient noise level in total is about the same. So 90 or 100 kilometers an hour, still fairly quiet, still no need to raise our voice for a conversation. And the big advantage in terms of noise levels has been the sound of the tires actually kind of hitting the bumps in the road. So when you're driving on a smooth road, I think you wouldn't expect that big of a difference between these two tires. But if you're driving on a rough road, I think you'd find the Nokian Outpost ATs to be quieter and a little bit softer around the edges on some of the rougher stuff.
Way more comfortable than the 10-ply tire.
Mm-hmm. So my initial take is better ride quality on the rougher surfaces. We've got less noise and kind of less of that drumming coming through from underneath when the tires are engaging the bumps and the sort of rougher disturbances in the pavement. Overall noise levels about the same. The Nokians, I would say, quieter over the rough surface in terms of sound coming through from underneath the vehicle. On a smooth highway surface like this, about the same, 100 kilometers an hour, 105, no need to raise my voice.
After a few days of driving, Labrie had spotted the key benefit of the switch, fuel economy. He noted a 1.5 to 2 liter per 100 kilometer improvement by switching to the Nokians, and said he could see it right off the bat. So ditching the heavier 10-ply rubber drops fuel consumption considerably, saving about $3.20 in gas per 100 kilometers driven in this case. That's a few $100s worth of fuel per year for most drivers. Though Sudbury hasn't yet had much winter this year, Labrie says his main impression of the Outpost AT rubber on some initial snowfalls was a notable improvement in hard-stop performance versus the 10-ply General Grabber ATXs previously installed. Both the Outpost and General Grabbers are rated with the 3-peak mountain snowflake or 3P MSF symbol, signifying some added capability for winter driving. So with a strong first impression for wintertime performance and a notable improvement to ride quality and noise levels, Labrie will use these Outpost ATs as his winter tire, meaning he'll enjoy a more comfortable and fuel-efficient ride in the wintertime when he's less likely to be using his 4Runner in extreme conditions. So while Nick is one of the rare drivers who will benefit from the use of 10-ply tires in this application, we both figured the aramid-reinforced Nokian Outpost ATs make a compelling choice when you're after a major confidence boost but less of that compromise. If you're shopping around for tires in this universe, Labrie says that his customers in Sudbury, Ontario have two go-to tires when it's time for an upgrade, including the General Grabber ATX and Toyo Open Country, with Hercules TerraTrack coming in as a popular lower-cost option. Labrie says his customers seem very happy with these tires and commonly buy them over and over. In Sudbury, we also see that same brand loyalty in Nokian's winter tires, the Haka Politas. They're nicknamed Hakas and they're practically everyone's favorite. With the Outpost AT, you can bet Nokian is looking to find some of that brand loyalty in the all-terrain and off-road world too. After a 3-month follow-up, Nick said that he'd been impressed with the Outpost ATs so far, and that he'd be happy to recommend them to customers as well. It's always nice to have choices, and to fully understand those choices before heading into your favorite locally owned tire retailer to discuss your options with an expert like Labrie.
Thank you for watching. My name's Justin Pritchard for Driving.ca. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below if you learned something new. And let your fellow motorists know in the comments section, what are you running for tires on your 4x4 and how do you like them? Until next time, take care and drive safe.